Week 13, the final football game of the season for our ACC squad. We'll talk about some of your favorite matchups. We'll go over each and every game. We'll get you ready for the he said, she said, fan said, and then we'll tell you, maybe what we're thankful for.
You are Locked On ACC, your daily podcast on the Atlantic Coast Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of Locked On ACC. I'm your host, Candace Cooper, joined by Kenton Gibbs of Locked On Wolfpack. Each and every day, you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you download, subscribe to the pod from anywhere you listen, and join our community page here at YouTube. We talk with each other. We share each other's thoughts. We sometimes are nice, and most of the times, it's spicy. We never get it right. But either way it goes, we are always happy to have every single listener who takes time out of their very busy schedule to listen to our show for 30 minutes each and every day as a part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Kenton, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great as always. I'm excited about this this holiday food we're about to eat. I'm excited about these wonderful matchups in rivalry week. I'm excited for many a thing right now, and so I can't complain.
Favorite dish for Thanksgiving, because I'm going to start to equate some of our matchups today with some food items.
I mean, it's so hard. There's so many.
You don't even like Thanksgiving food for real. So just stop, cut it.
What? I love my family's Thanksgiving food. What are you talking about?
The year's full of crap.
Ribs, mac and cheese, my auntie's cornbread with broccoli in it. Like, what are we doing here? It's much better than it sounds.
Broccoli?
I swear to God, it's much better than it sounds. First of all, people eat dressing. Let's start there. Dressing, stuffing, whatever you want to call it. People eat that. So don't.
You actually have to go to mute on that one, because the fact that you said cornbread with broccoli, and our group is very much the judgmental type when it comes to food things. One thing about Thanksgiving, baby, let me tell you, ain't no time for no experimenting.
If you see my family, with all due respect, I love all y'all. I love the Gibbs clan. I love the Cheeks clan. I love all y'all. If you see my family, you'll know we can eat. All of us can eat, okay?
Just because you ain't missing no meal don't mean you need broccoli and nobody.
I am telling you, if we love that, because we've had food where people bring a dish and that dish leave exactly like that.
How many people put that broccoli cornbread on? You don't know how to not throw things off.
I promise you, that's always one of the first dishes that's gone.
I doubt it.
On my grandma Vaughn's grave, that is always one of the first dishes gone. As soon as they get put out. You better get your leftovers right that second go round. You better get your leftovers, because some foods, you could kind of come back and nibble throughout the night. That cornbread,
that's disgusting, Kenton.
Every time.
That's just all right. There it is. Wow.
Anyway,
I don't even know. I don't even know, because I could have said who is the mac and cheese of the week. Like, we would talk about it, go through all the things, but you just threw off the whole kilter. So we
already know who the mac and cheese of the weekend. We know who the Beyonce of this weekend's matchups are. But I mean, we could pretend like we don't.
Obviously Kentucky and Louisville, but it's fine. All right, let's talk about the matchups happening for Week 13, the final season of ACC football. I cannot believe we're here. We've made it through all these games. Thank God for our math and abilities.
Final week of ACC football. You said final season. Don't you wish that evil on us, Ricky Bobby?
Yeah, that's right.
We're
still a conference.
We're still a conference.
See how I spoke that?
See, don't you?
That's a Freudian slip of the tongue. Gosh.
So you really are working for Jim Phillips. I'm the only one outside. I'm the one on the outside looking at. Wow. Always knew.
I definitely am part of the Illuminati and traded my soul so we can not have the ACC anymore.
The ACC Illuminati is crazy. Like, they need to step their cookies up. They need to do more sacrificing or something. Because we're just.
I'm convinced. Like, the ACC Illuminati definitely.
But you know what though? I know that there's no such thing as the ACC Illuminati, because I would have thought that if there were a bunch of coastal teams that were ranked this week, but instead, in the last week of the regular season, there are 4 ACC teams ranked. Florida State, Louisville, NC State, and Clemson. What do all 4 of those teams have in common, Candace?
I thought we weren't doing divisions anymore, but you can have it.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How are you feeling about Week 13 and it being the final? week of ACC football.
You know, it's bittersweet.
We have to turn to basketball now. We have to
It's
talk about Kenny Payne.
It's,
you know,
please don't make me. Please don't make me.
You know, we
But-
got to figure out Georgia Tech coach's name. You know, we got to figure out what Syracuse is doing over there. We got to figure out a lot of things.
No, they got to figure it out. They got to figure it out and make us want to watch. Put out a product worth watching. But it's bittersweet because ACC football this year was beautifully tragic. It was the highs were so high. You start off with Florida State handily beating LSU, which, you know, it was a great time.
Sure.
You had moments like UVA winning on what is in essence the anniversary of the shooting that claimed so many lives. You had storylines like you know, the whole Clemson having a really, really down year. You had Louisville and Brom in year one balling out. Meanwhile, Satterfield is up there getting his tail whooped by that Ohio cold.
The Elko effect starts something. Year one, you start to, you know, really make a difference, really show your passion and all the things, right? And then for some of these coaches that have been ingrained, you start to be on the clock a little bit. Narduzzi, you got up out of here, Dino Babers.
Narduzzi is the last coastal coach to ever win an ACC championship. You better put some respect on young Patrick's name.
What they got to do when no coastal teams are in the top 25, that ain't holding much weight, but I digress. Either way, it has been a great season with you guys. It has been an awesome time to talk through your favorites. You know, we let some of you guys down with how we didn't, you know, go hard enough on your teams. We maybe pissed you guys off because we didn't talk about your teams enough. But either way, you came back each and every week to really rile us up. We enjoyed the live shows. We enjoyed the shoulder touches that Kenton would provide, you know, to really
don't worry, basketball
drive
season
home
is
the
gonna be
point.
more. Basketball season, because I'm gonna tell you, Louisville fans, get your shoulder ready, okay? Get your shoulder ready because the hand is coming back. It's coming back for you, baby.
We're definitely going to have a superlative show as we get ready for bowl season and all the likes. So we're going to do, you know, the highs who came out on top. Final standings is how we feel. Final power rankings, all that good stuff. So you just want to make sure that you guys aren't too down about football going away. But as it stands now, we got some good games happening for us. And we want to make sure that you guys are well and equipped and ready for that. So let's go through week 13 and all of that fun stuff. Want to remind you about today's episode being sponsored by our friends at PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. We are the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. You can definitely battle thousands of players, or with PrizePicks, you ain't got to do all that. You can pick more than or less than 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. There's a specials league this year, a league created specifically for combo projections that includes 2 or more players from different sports or leagues. And PrizePicks even offers reboot policies so that your entries stay in play even if one of your players get injured. So right now, go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege. Use code LockedOnCollege for a first deposit match of up to $100. It's prizepicks.com/LockedOnCollege and use code LockedOnCollege for the first deposit match of up to $100. Let's say that daily fantasy sports is made easy with PrizePicks. Kenton Gibbs, week 13, Miami and Boston College with a little Friday night lights. Booby Miles walk through that door. Surely not, but senior night for Boston College, right? Miami coming off a loss that they probably want back. Boston College coming off a loss that they probably want back. And yet, you feel like a lot of highs with Thomas Castellanos, and you feel a little bit of unease maybe with Tyler Van Dyke and the boys, but calling on that Miami defense to show us something here Friday.
You know, here's the deal. Both of these teams are on losing streaks right now. Somebody has to win this game.
Right.
And last time I said the team with Thomas Castellanos is going to win the game, forgetting that there are at least, just on offense and defense alone, 21 other players that got to do the thing too.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm not going to ignore the other 21 this time. Give me the Canes.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Fool me, you can't get fooled again. What did the
Fool me, can't
fan?
get fooled
I'm gonna
again.
go with Miami as well. I feel like they just have a couple more horses in that stable, even though it's senior night for Boston College. They're both going to bowl games, right? They're both going
Yeah.
to be nobody's spoiling anything for the other. It's a game they have to play because it's on the ACC docket. So I go with the Canes.
Yeah, and the fans 76% went with the Canes as well.
Wonderful. We're all vibing. We're all vibing. You know,
We're
it's
vibing.
gonna be a small competition there. They're playing at 12 o'clock on ABC. Remind you this Thanksgiving week. So Friday, if you ain't got nothing to do, hit that tube for ABC at noon. Let's start with Saturday with our high noon kickoff. Kentucky in the top 10 ranked. Louisville are also on ABC. Louisville opens up with a 7-point favorite. Could change by the weekend, but feeling good about the Cards. Not too worried about Devin Leary. Oh, how things could have been different if Devin Leary had stayed at NC State.
Well, you know, Deion Walker out of the mighty Cass Tech plays for Kentucky. He's one of the stars there, star defensive tackle. He talked a little bit about how he didn't like their fans. He didn't like Louisville fans. They were snobbish. Doesn't like anything about the school. Didn't like him when he was being recruited and all that. And, you know, every time I picked against a technician this year, I've lost. But damn it, I'm doing it again. Give me the Cardinals. I hate that I'm doing this. I hope that Deion has a great game, but I don't believe that they have the horses in the stable. I think that Ray Davis and all that is a good player and all that, but Ashton Gelati, Jamari Thrash should be healthy and back. Joe R. Jordan, I don't know what's going on with the hamstring leg situation. I think he can get it sorted out. Jack Plummer, I said I need 5 elite games from you. That number has drastically reduced. Just give me one right here. Just give me one right here, brother. We'll be perfectly fine.
I also agree that Louisville is going to take this one. I'm feeling good about Louisville's chances only because they kind of got out of that ACC fire for the most part unscathed. That Pitt one will always be a head-scratching loss. They definitely should be undefeated, but it is what it is. You still stay in the top 10. You get a New Year's Six bowl out of it. So here we are. What did the fans say?
The fans agreed. 90% taking Louisville is a little insane. A little insane, but hey, I'm with you.
Our Locked On SEC listeners were maybe a little busy during this one, but here we are.
For sure.
Let's talk about Pitt and Duke, a very Coastal Classic type of game. You don't know what you're going to get with either of these teams, and it's always spicy. I have not witnessed with my own 2 eyeballs, a sane Duke Pitt game. Never have I ever.
Duke and Pitt games always feel like they're a little bit drunk. I look at Duke and I say, you're playing with a 3rd-string quarterback. You don't look anything like the team that you started this season as. It has been rough. Y'all are crawling to that finish line, quite literally, just barely crawling to that finish line. But even still, I just think that, Pitt's offense is just too atrocious. They're too atrocious for me to trust them to do anything in this game. Give me Duke.
Duke's not going to get their 10 wins for me this season. However, I feel like they've built a sort of culture and atmosphere and environment at Wallace Wade that has made football enjoyable still. It is their senior night. I think that, this Duke team reminds me of some rolls, right? So that bread that you have at Thanksgiving that, you really don't need. Right? Do they need this win to go to bowl game? No, of course not. But it helps to have that extra W. And why not do it against somebody that you historically can't stand or like to beat?
Absolutely. By the way, black folks, heat up your Hawaiian rolls. You're supposed to heat them. They're not supposed to be eaten unheated.
First of all, why are you directing that only black people? I didn't know you had to heat up Hawaiian rolls. You really have to heat up Hawaiian rolls? That ain't true.
You don't have to, but you're supposed to. They're supposed to be heated. That's how the instructions say to me.
I ain't never seen no instructions on the Hawaiian roll say heat them up.
You're supposed to heat them up.
Okay. Why? In the oven?
Yes. How else are you supposed to heat them up? You're not supposed to microwave them. When you make make cornbread, do you make it in the microwave, Candace?
I wouldn't. No, but I also wouldn't put no roll in no microwave. Or wouldn't put no roll in the oven.
Anywho,
Hawaiian rolls in the oven, the King's one. The
Yes,
King's Hawaiian?
you're supposed to heat up King's
Boy,
Hawaiian.
you lying. Anyway, Pitt
Lord have
plays. This is gonna be a very hungry show. I don't care.
my stomach
Pitt,
is starting to growl a little bit. Just a little bit.
Pitt plays Duke at 12 o'clock on ACC Network, so you don't want to miss that one. Let's get to one on the CW, our favorite network. Has actually been not that bad this year. I'm not gonna hold you.
I'm gonna tell you what, CW. Round of applause.
Their big one.
Round of applause. Round of applause to CW. They're doing phenomenal. I mean, I have been waiting for Seals to come back on there. Trevor Seals. I love him. He bodies everything that he's a part of. Everything that he touches, he does amazing on. He's doing amazing. That CW crew is doing amazing. I'm not saying that some folks could take notes, but some other broadcast,
maybe our conference network. I don't know.
Some folks could take some notes on what the CW has done here.
Sure. Wake Forest plays Syracuse at 2 p.m. Syracuse opens up as a favorite. You got an interim head coach. Wake Forest ain't showing us nothing much but offense. I mean, but this is going to get Syracuse its bowl eligibility.
Yeah, this game here, we talked about it earlier from the standpoint of there's going to be some teams that play spoiler, some teams that get to a bowl game, all that good stuff. I think Syracuse really wants to get to a bowl. I think they really want to get to a bowl. I think that they do just enough to edge out Wake Forest here and get to a bowl game.
And I think this has been a very historically solid matchup between two Atlantic Division foes in Wake Forest and Syracuse. And back when you had Sam Hartman at the helm, it was made for must-see TV. Sure, mark your calendars. But for this one, it's a game. It has to happen. Will Wake Forest play for some pride? Sure, but I don't think it'll be enough. And maybe it'll be one of those games where we tried to show people, listen, we didn't need Dino all along. Who knows? Maybe they'll be out of sorts. Maybe they'll still have bad game management from Syracuse. So remains to be seen. But I think the urgency to make a bowl game will be heavy, and playing for those seniors will ultimately give Syracuse that nod. What did the fans say?
This was another one of those that ties for our closest game ever. 51% of the fans went with Syracuse.
And then did the fans go with Duke or Pitt for that one? Just want to make sure I circled that.
The fans went with Duke. 82% went Duke.
Syracuse, 51%. Okay, Forever Orange Girl. She must have voted a couple times.
She must have voted. She logged in from the mama page, off daddy page, off the church page, and got in all of them.
Virginia Tech and Virginia, Battle of the Commonwealth. Virginia Tech looking for a bowl eligibility type of win. Virginia here to play spoiler because we know that their record is not as good as they probably are. I hate to break it to you, Ken, but Tony Muskett is feeling pretty good according to Coach Elliott. Might play, but I argue that Mr. Calandra has the hotter hand, hotter tempo, energy, vibes, and yet Muskett still might get the nod.
Tony C is your guy. Coach Elliott, and I'm going to touch your shoulder when I say this. Stop playing around with Tony Muskett. Okay?
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah. Tony Muskett is good. Don't get me wrong. I think that he's the quarterback, makes the right decision, doesn't put the ball in harm's way. He does what he needs to do. Tony Calandra is your guy.
I also think that you give Calandra an opportunity to play this game, this Commonwealth matchup, Battle of the Commonwealth matchup. So he has that under his belt. So he's not leading your team next year and never having seen the field for this one.
Well, I could be wrong here. I'm pretty sure Muskett is coming back next year.
What does that mean? Because I feel like in a quarterback battle, Calandra has grown up in ways that would make him QB1.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you, but all I'm saying is, this is
coming back is cute, but also in this day and age, everybody coming back till they're not.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, where is he gonna go? Never mind. We're not gonna go there. The reality is this. I think if they start Calandra, they win this game. If they start Muskett, they lose. But since for the sake of the show, since I got to pick one, I think Elliott is gonna fumble this one away and start Muskett. I think Drones and Tootin are too much, especially after combining for 48 rushing yards against NC State. They're going to come back with a vengeance, though, that duo. And I mean, he's the fastest quarterback in the ACC by a mile. I think the Drones and Tootin get this one done.
I also agree that Virginia Tech is going to get the win. So what did the fans say? Because at some point, somebody got to be lying.
Yeah, the fans also agree with Virginia Tech. So
okay, let's talk about Florida State in Florida here in just a moment. But I want to remind you about our friends at LinkedIn. These days, every new potential hire can feel like a high-stakes wager for your small business. You want to be 100% certain that you have access to the best qualified candidates available. That's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the right people for your team faster and for free. Go to LinkedIn Jobs right now, linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. Week 13 has all of the rivalries, whether they're in conference or not. Florida State and Florida will go down at 7 o'clock on ESPN. FSU with a 6.5-point favorite. In Tate Rodemaker, I trust. In that defense, I trust.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's Florida Senior Day. I don't care if they're a 5-6 Florida team. It's going to be close because it's a rivalry game, but let's just end this one. We can't afford to lose.
Here's the thing about this, okay? This game is very perplexing. And you feel like, hey, last time we saw ETN up in the ACC, he was running through the house like a Tomb Raider. But with that being said, this, LinkedIn Billy is Billy Napier's nickname on Locked On College Football Live for a reason. I just don't see a world in which Florida overcomes the massive gap in talent between the two teams. I think Florida State gets it done in a close one and walks into the ACC championship game undefeated.
Love to see it. Georgia and did the fans pick Florida State? Because I picked Florida State.
The fans also picked Florida State. Seems like we're going very chalk this week. Seems like we're going very chalky, but I know exactly where the disagreement is coming. I know exactly where it's coming.
Georgia Tech. I knew you would know. Georgia Tech playing at home on their senior night, 7:30 on ABC. I hope everybody has fun. Georgia Tech being bowl eligible. Can we just be thankful for that?
Hey, Yellow Jackets, protect yourself. Protect yourself. This is
the Yellow Jackets are that cranberry sauce that you didn't think was gonna be good because presenting is like, I'm not sure. Then they hit your plate and you're like, have mercy.
Maybe you were right because I'm not a cranberry sauce guy. Not really a cranberry sauce guy.
I told you don't really like Thanksgiving for real. You already done talked crap about dressing. You done talked crap about cranberry, and you talk about broccoli, some damn cornbread. I just feel like
been told you ain't a. Never mind. I'm going to say
I revoke your card.
This feels like an attack. This feels like an attack.
Well, Georgia's going to attack Georgia Tech, start to finish.
Bulldogs are going to whoop the wheels off them boys. But the line is 24. The line is 24. And I'm going to tell you this. Georgia Tech could cover that. They could cover that. They cover 24. They cover 24.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Because 24 for a whole game, I think if you go 21 at halftime, I think the halftime line is about 21 or so. I think that's safe. Counting on 24 is counting on not getting your foot up off the gas and all that good stuff.
Georgia across the board.
Yeah, Georgia across the board. Yeah, Georgia across the board.
Here's where it gets spicy. Clemson in South Carolina.
I've got Clemson winning this one. I know the Beamer Ball has been turning it around and that they've done all these good things and they got to bowl eligibility after starting off rough.
They are not bowl eligible yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is the bowl eligible game. Why not make it the Clemson game?
Oh, and you know what? I'm going to tell you this.
And why not take away that Clemson ranking? Tell me that.
I'm going to tell you this. This Clemson team is going to go on down there and they're going to get themselves a win. They're going to get themselves a win against South Carolina. They're going to keep them boys up out of bowl game.
You think so?
I think so.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Clemson as well because I'm never going to go for an SEC school, and that's just that on that. What did the fans say?
The fans agree with both of us. They also have Clemson winning this game. Let me see here. 96% Clemson.
Okay.
Yowzers.
All right. Well, you know what time it is. The yams the yams and the Mac, right? At the end of the day, two really great separate entities together.
Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams.
They're bliss. But sometimes, if made with experimentation or not the right way, can be very tragic.
Don't you put no raisins in them yams.
Don't put no marshmallows in the yams. What a show, boy! I tell you, we have never been more opposite in my life. I don't know.
No. It's not because it's not because I have an affinity for the marshmallows. I'm gonna just plead the fifth as to why I did that face to the marshmallows. But
I don't like marshmallows in my yams.
Wow, that's interesting.
Because marshmallows is just like an extra layer of unnecessary sugar. It's done right. You don't need all that.
I feel you.
As someone who makes the yams for her family, we don't add no marshmallow to that joint.
That's interesting. Some
people make sweet potato casserole. Some people
So my family doesn't do marshmallows. However, the place I've been eating for Thanksgiving at the last few years does do marshmallows, and it's wonderful when I have it there. I hope to get an invite back. Still waiting on the text. You know who you are. Send me the text, please.
I don't think you need to text at this point, but you can go ahead and circle that block. Get your marshmallows on for sure.
That's tough. That's a tough one there.
North Carolina, NC State, 8:00. It's going to be a good one. It's not even for all the marbles. Both schools are going to bowl games. It's a pride game. Right? It's a downright throw the record books out. Literally, who's coming with more heart on that day? If you play 10 times, who knows how it's going to go? To be quite honest, sure. Could UNC defense step up that day? Can Brennan Armstrong be the Red Rocket? Who knows? It's just one of those where I'm excited to see good football. I will say that. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. UNC has the better quarterback in this matchup.
They do.
They have the player that's going to get drafted the highest in this matchup, and that same guy.
That's true.
They have the better running back in this matchup with Amarion Hampton.
Yeah.
They probably have the best receiver right now in this matchup in Tez Walker.
Yeah.
They have the coach that's more storied in Mac Brown. They have all the things. Last senior day for NC State didn't go so well. A loss to Boston College. Oh, you. And with all that being said, this Carolina defense couldn't stop me and Candace. I don't care what you say about Cedric Gray, Power Echols, and I can't remember the young man's name right now, the edge rusher. Help me out, Kamen Rucker. I don't care what you say about those guys. I would not trust them to stop at a red light. With that being said, I have NC State taking this game.
Shocking. Truly shocking. What I will say, though, is them boys ain't going to lose for Peyton Wilson on his last day in Carter Finley.
They said, in your defense, they said that multiple UNC players described the flag planting from last year as disrespectful. As a moment that they remember,
I don't care if you remember it. Can you play? I don't care about none of that. When it comes to the X's and the damn O's, can you follow it? And if you can't do that, I really don't care. I don't care about none of that. I care about when the clock hits 0.00000. Are you the team with the more points?
I think North Carolina needs to lean into who they are a little bit. Like I really think that North Carolina needs to stop this. We remember the disrespect nonsense and just be like, hey, we're better than y'all. We are, everything about us is better than y'all. We're cooler than y'all. More people like us than y'all.
Why would you want to do that? It's giving Bring It On. And we are not those people. We are not the Toros. We are not the Toros. We are the Clovers.
Okay, first of all, no. Second of all,
yes.
Okay, we're not going to do this today. The reality is this, right? To me, you're trying to be something you're not. And like, yeah, we remember. Yeah, it's going to be a tough day. That's not you. You're a glitz and glamour school. You're a glitz and glamour. Yes, they're soft. Yes, they're a glitz and glamour school. Their best players on everywhere on that team are all skill position guys. What are we doing here? Like, that's who you are.
So you guys are the lunch pail guys. You guys are the blue collar guys. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah. All right.
I mean,
I'm from Raleigh. I know what old money look like. So okay, we can do that. We can do that.
Again, lean into who you are. If I could give any advice to UNC, lean into who you are.
Born bred dad. It's cool. All right.
We're better than you. Where you all are inferior to us. We are going to show you on Saturday. Stop this. We're tough. We remember. We'll make you pay for that.
And you're that's fine. I cannot wait for Monday. I can't wait for Monday. I can't wait.
It's going to be a parade inside my city. Yeah.
Are you going to Detroit? Don't claim to set. Wow. Thank you so much.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much. You're from North Raleigh. That's crazy.
I'm from North Raleigh. I've never said that. 48228.
I'm a Raleighite.
I've never said.
Oh my God! We are lying here on the show.
I have only ever said that very jokingly.
What are you thankful for? Because we got to get out of here. Get out of here.
I am thankful for community, and people being able to rally around each other, rally together, come together for beautiful moments. I'm thankful for community.
I'm thankful for our little ACC community, right? Like, we have built up this great following. People come consistently. We have everydayers. Who even knew that could be possible for a little engine that could? I'm just very thankful that you guys, again, take your time out of your busy lives to just listen to us ramble and rant and be fools, every single day talking about what we love. So I'm very thankful for that. But I'm going to be even more thankful for this blessed plate I'm going to stuff my face in. And a North Carolina victory.
Plates with an S for me. Plates with an S.
And a North Carolina victory. Because at the end of the day, it's either going to be North Carolina or North Carolina State. Who knows? But that's why you play the game. For Candace Cooper and Kenton Gibbs, have a happy holiday. Until next time.